matter of the people of the state of California versus Orenthal James Simpson, case number BA096.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you.
We are back, Taylor, and you are migrating from the caffeinated to the decaf Diet Coke, I see.
I am. I did pour a decaf Diet Coke into my McDonald's cup.
I mean, it's not that late there. You could probably still muster another non-decaf for like 20 more minutes, give or take.
Yeah, it's 5:45. I can do it pretty late. I'm not like my husband has to stop drinking caffeine at like 1 p.m. I can still go pretty far. And like you know what I love an after dinner coffee if I have guests over. Like I love having coffee after dinner. But
It's
like,
nice.
it doesn't happen all the time.
It's a nice end cap to a good meal.
hmm
And I think because of our previous work history together, we were so full of coffee for so long that we're desensitized, I would say.
It was like the only thing that you could do to break up the day is get up and get a cup of coffee.
It is true.
Hello everyone. Welcome to Doomed to Fail. We bring you history's most notorious disasters and epic failures twice a week. And today, Farz has a story that he had to watch Forensic Files for, which I'm excited about because Forensic Files is super fun.
It is awesome. It is
hmm
awesome. It is very well made, very well done. And what I'm going to be discussing here today actually was the inspiration for another very, very watchable thing. It was a inspiration for a very famous movie. Not completely an inspiration for, but like a part of that movie, which we'll get into, was from the real true story that I'm getting into here. The movie I'm thinking about won the Academy Award for Best Screenplay, and one of the stars won Best Actress at the 1997 Academy Awards. Do you have any guesses here?
1997. Give me something else. Anything else?
American Film Institute ranked it as the 93rd best movie ever made.
All I
William
want to
H.
do is,
Macy,
oh, okay. Is it the one about, nope, I don't know.
Fargo. I'm going with Fargo. What were you going to go with?
I like all I could think in my head was Titanic, and I know that you're not doing Titanic, but I was like, that's the only thing I could think of. Um, I would have said the lady. What's her name? Frances?
Yes, Frances McDormand. She's the one that
Yes.
won the Best Actress award.
There we go.
Yep.
There we go.
Yep,
I also have
exactly.
enjoyed the Fargo TV show. Have you watched it?
I haven't watched any of it.
Some of them are better than others. Like one season I like didn't really like, but like the first season has a scene in it that I think is one of the most insane scenes I've ever seen on television. I screamed and like just it was like nothing I've ever seen in my life.
What was it?
If you know, you know. I'm not gonna tell you.
All right. Which can you tell me what episode at least?
It's at the end.
Of which one? Which episode?
Of, oh no, at the end of the season.
Oh, then it's season. Okay. Season
Yeah,
one?
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to be talking about a woman named Helle Crafts, which was the inspiration for probably the grossest scene in that movie. Do you know which one?
I can't remember.
Okay. All good. We're going to get into it. And the second I say the words, you're going to be like, oh shit, I get it. I know what you're talking about.
Okay,
Her name actually is Hella. In the forensic files, they did call her that. It's Helle. She's Danish. And so,
got it.
yeah.
Not like from
Um,
California.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. It wasn't like a hippie. Her middle name isn't Venus. Like it's a real name.
Got it.
So Hella was born in 1947, and she lived until 1986. Spoiler alert, which makes her 39 years old at the time of her death. Just to give you all some sense of timelines here. Like I said, she was actually born Hella Nielsen in Denmark. And she had a career as a flight attendant, which is also how she met her wayward, terrible husband, a guy named Richard
Ooh.
Crafts, who was a pilot with Eastern Airlines. They would marry in 1975 and settle in a town that would later become known for even worse violence than what we're about to discuss, Newtown, Connecticut,
Hmm.
and have three kids together. So there were several years of seemingly blissful marriage before Hella started suspecting that Richard was sneaking around with another woman.
Another flight attendant?
Yes, actually. I literally I literally wrote down that flight attendants were his niche, but that's like 3 paragraphs from now. So
I mean,
I'm gonna say the sentence again later.
I don't want to be a dick, but they're like readily available.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, is what it is. So she would try to address this with Richard that she thought that he was sleeping around, but apparently he had a super violent temper, and so they didn't get very far. I can't imagine what it's like. It's like I have an issue I want to discuss with my spouse, and it's like they're just gonna blow up at you. Like I assume you just like go inside yourself.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
um my so the next part here is like I went into a little bit of like Connecticut law for a minute, but my general assumption based on the other part that I'm going to get into here is that she was basically trying to put together evidence for infidelity in anticipation of a divorce.
Hmm.
Um, I looked at the divorce law in Connecticut in the 1980s, and it was a no-fault state even in the 1980s. But if you proved fault, with infidelity, then the distribution of assets and the alimony component was dramatically skewed towards the cheated upon spouse. So
Makes sense.
that's why I think that she was probably just in a evidence gathering mode.
Hmm.
So she hired this guy, a private investigator named Keith Mayo, to follow her husband around and document what he was doing. And he caught photos of him being affectionate with another woman who was also a flight attendant. And here's where my bit comes in. I guess flight attendants were his niche. I told you it'd come back. I wrote it. I'm gonna say it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, there we go. Because apparently they're plentiful. So there's that. Oh, available. Sorry, available. That's what you said. They're plentiful and available. Um, and we don't know for sure anything that happens beyond beyond what happens on the night of November 18th of 1986 at 7 p.m. Because that's the night she got home from working a flight from Germany back to the United States. She was driven home by a friend, and a few days later, she missed her next flight assignment without calling in and just basically no-showed. So people kind of freaked out a little bit about this.
It's a tough job, I imagine. Just like the time you have to be away, Like
Yeah,
if they're
yeah, of
both, and if they're
course.
both doing it, then like, yeah, I doubt they saw each other very much.
For the next month or so, Richard would come up with excuses depending on who he was talking to about Hella's whereabouts. So if he was talking to her family, he'd tell them she was off to the Canary Islands with friends. If she was talking to her friends, he'd tell them that she was off to Denmark visiting family. So he was
And they
like,
do have kids, you said? They have
they
kids?
had 3 kids.
Okay.
So it sounds like Hella's private investigator was kind of the only person with any investigatory background who actually gave a shit about what happened to her. I mean, her
Hmm.
friends and family cared, but nobody else really did.
Hmm.
He basically launched his own investigation by interviewing the Crafts live-in nanny. So they had a live-in nanny for their 3 kids, and the nanny told this guy Mayo that she noticed blood stains on the master bedroom carpet shortly after Hella had disappeared.
Hmm.
By December 1, this investigator, this Keith Mayo guy, he reported her missing to the Newtown police, and the police actually did go so far as to hook up the husband to a lie detector, and none of his responsive came up as deceptive. So they were like, "Well, you're good." But
Hmm.
again, if you're a psychopath,
Right. I don't think that the lie detector does technically count anymore, right?
you can't use it as like actual evidence in a trial.
But
Um,
it can rile someone up in an investigation.
it can give you enough juice to know that you should run harder or less hard at someone, but it's
Hmm.
like when is it not the husband? Like literally when?
100%. Like
It's
what? It's like a
always the
stranger?
husband. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Her friend dropped her off at the house and then nobody heard from her. And
It's
the only
just
other
like,
person is either that or her like 7-year-old killed her. Like,
right. Do you remember that Shannon Watts's friend Nicole, who
yeah,
was
yeah,
like
yeah.
the fucking best, who was like, absolutely not.
The immovable object.
Yeah. She was like, no. And she like figured it out.
Yeah.
What a freaking hero.
So the local police, after this lie detector test, weren't really doing anything. So Keith went to the state police, and they actually did take him semi-seriously. The state police also had a secret weapon available to them. This one forensic investigator named Dr. Henry Lee, and this guy Henry Lee would become like kind of a celebrity investigator. He would go on to work on cases like the John Benet Ramsey disappearance,
Ooh.
O.J. Simpson.
I feel
Lacey
like I must have heard of
Peterson.
him.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
one of those guys. Like if you watch Forensic Files, I think he comes up like I think he's like a regular on that.
I think he is too. Okay,
Um,
cool.
he did a bunch of the 9/11 forensics. He did
Mm.
the DC sniper case. He did the forensics on Kaylee Anthony's body when they found it.
Holy
So
shit.
yeah, he's like a legit dude. So 5 days after she was last heard, or sorry, 5 weeks after she was last heard from, at this point, Keith Mayo had already gone to the state police. Richard ended up taking his 3 kids with him to Florida for a vacation, and during that time, the state police just went and searched his property in the house.
Hmm.
They found some tiny, tiny discolorations on the couple's mattress. I saw the pictures through forensic files, and they basically like were undetectable. Like you would never notice them under any circumstance. But
Like
this
I have
doctor,
children, there's
it
stains on
stains
our
everywhere. Yeah,
mattresses. Like
exactly.
yeah.
But in this case, they did notice it, and Dr. Lee asked for that part to be removed and sent to his lab. They also noticed that a large part of the master bedroom's carpet had been removed.
That's suspicious.
Very suspicious. If
There's no
you ever
reason
go
to do
into a
that.
house with carpet removed, you know someone died
Especially
there.
if this is like a square in the middle of a room.
It was
Like,
more like so a square in the middle of the room would be less suspect than this because this looked more like you were carving a liquid trail out. Like I saw pictures of
it's in
it.
the
Like the
shape of a
next day.
body, like that.
Yeah.
Like,
You cut out like the splatter from the brain matter going out the side.
I spilled a bunch of wine in a human-shaped form, and I had to clean it up. I don't know what happened.
So the forensics on the mattress showed that it was human type O positive blood, which was the same as Hella. And one interesting thing that I never knew about was that Dr. Lee determined that that blood that was on the mattress was circulation blood versus menstrual blood, I guess.
Oh, I
Did you know that was a they could tell?
think menstrual blood's probably different because it's like it's not like blood. Like I don't know if you want to know this, but like if I like cut myself, that blood is different than my period blood. My period blood is like very thick. It's like the lining of my uterus coming out.
I guess. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like it's almost just different matter. So okay,
Yeah,
fine,
yeah.
fine. This is me being ignorant. Never mind.
I mean, it's gross. Like I don't know.
Well,
All the
what it told them was that like a blood vessel only leaks blood if it's damaged. So like it told them more than you would get from just menstrual blood.
right.
So they also ran checks on his credit card and found that he had recently purchased a freezer, a chainsaw, and that he had also rented little drum roll a wood chipper.
Oh no.
That is the connection to Fargo. This is
Oh my
the
God.
inspiration for when that one crazy German guy fed Steve Buscemi's corpse through a wood chipper.
I love Super Ship. Have you seen uh Tucker and Dale versus Evil?
No.
Oh my God, it's so good. There's a whichever part in there too. You should see
Oh,
it
there you
too.
go. This inspired a lot of art.
Oh, I just feel like it's gonna be so goopy. Tell me about it. Tell me more.
It is. It's actually less goopy than you think. I'll tell you why that
Really?
is. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So as police start interviewing people, they came across a guy named Joseph Hine. The night that Hella had returned home from a Germany flight, a snowstorm had hit Newtown really hard, and Joseph Hine was employed by the city of Southbury, which is only about 8 miles north of Newtown.
Are they
That
flying out of New York airports?
I don't know. I didn't go that deep. I assume, right? Like, why would you fly? I mean, can you fly? Can you do an international flight out of Connecticut? It
I don't know.
seems like a
Okay,
probably not.
continue.
Um, so that night, this guy Joseph was using a snowplow to clear the roads when he drove by a lake named Lake Zora and noticed a U-Haul truck with a wood chipper in the back right on the shore of Lake Zora. He led investigators to the part of the shoreline he saw the truck at, and the investigators there found the crown of a tooth, 3 ounces of miscellaneous human tissue, thousands of strands of blonde hair,
Oh
a
no.
bunch of dried blood, a painted fingernail,
Okay.
like the nail, like the
Yeah,
actual
yeah,
nail, but with like finger or paint on it.
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
And even more telling than this, and a little weird, was that they also found mail addressed to Hella. Yeah,
Like not shredded?
not shredded. It apparently
Weird.
like whatever happened, this was fine. This mail was like fine because Nothing I read or watched indicated that they pieced this thing together. It was like it was just sitting there, a piece of mail that had her name on it. Oh, again, this is 8 miles from their house. It's a little weird to like have this here. So they also searched the water near the site and they found the chainsaw in the water, which had strands of blonde hair lodged between its teeth. It's gnarly,
Oh.
isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that sounds goopy.
It's actually not. I'm going to tell you why it's not.
Okay.
I'm going to keep saying
Okay.
that it's not goopy.
Okay. I really want to know because I'm just like picturing goop.
I know. It's a little, it seems
Okay.
goopy, but it's.
Tell me more.
So the problem they had with the chainsaw was that the serial numbers have been like rubbed off, like scraped off, like shaved down. There's apparently this crazy method that again Forensic File told me about where they can reproduce what's been removed using some sort of chemical application that'll like
Ooh.
tell you what should have been there that's not there anymore. I don't even
That's
understand
what
the
that
science of this.
that's what that liar who told Phil Collins that he had like authentic stuff from the Alamo did.
Oh, really?
Where he was like, "Oh, I used a special thing to see that like Jim Bowie was carved into this knife, you know? Like it was really his, but like it definitely wasn't."
Yeah, yeah. I didn't go super deep trying to figure this out because I assumed if I did, it would take me 17 years to actually sort it out. But like, it sounds pretty intense.
Hmm.
Well, very useful, intense. So they were able to reveal through this chemical process the serial number of this chainsaw. And when they finally were able to retrieve the number, they matched it to the freaking warranty card that Richard Kraft sent in after he bought the chainsaw.
Whoa.
Is that
What a
stupid? It's
nerd.
kind of
Yeah.
stupid. Yeah. Like, like
I've never mailed one of those in. I
I've
mean, now
never
I do insurance on Amazon because it's easy, but like I've never mailed in a warranty card.
I've never mailed in a rebate. I've never done a warranty card. Like, I don't even know. What a nerd. What an absolute nerd. So, given how long ago this was, it sounds like the majority of matching or testing of things like human tissue and blood and nails and all that, that was done kind of surface level by matching what they found they knew was Hella's to pulling, to what they actually discovered. They would like go and pull strands of hair from her hairbrush. They would compare the fingernail that
Hmm.
was on the fingernail polish she used. Apparently, it wasn't until the 1990s, the very early 1990s, that DNA evidence was like scientifically conclusive enough to be used.
Yeah, yeah. I think the OJ trial was the first time it was used. We didn't know about it. Like Jurassic Park, they explained DNA to us because we didn't really get it yet.
Yeah, yeah, and that was 94. So it wasn't actually that. It wasn't the first one. That was the biggest one. Apparently, in the very early stages of using DNA, they used them for sexual assault cases. There was
Hmm.
like two I read of that happened like maybe a year before this happened. So it was
It's new.
it was new enough to where they wouldn't have relied on it in this case, essentially.
Got it.
So by now, police start piecing together the events of the night that she came home. They knew she got home at around 7. They knew based on her routine she would have put the kids to bed by 8. The live-in nanny had the night off, and they didn't actually expect her back until midnight. They think after she put the kids to bed, she and Richard were in the master bedroom where she changed into her nightgown and for some reason put her mail in her pocket, like in the nightgown pocket.
That is weird.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
I
like,
mean, again, it's the
it's
1980s. Like,
inconsequential. It doesn't matter, but like, it's okay.
I don't know. It's the 1980s. Like maybe like you've been on the road for to Germany and back. Like maybe like, I don't know. You're gonna
I know.
read
I
in the
remember
on the
like,
bathroom.
yeah, like I remember my mom like paying bills on the kitchen table.
Yeah,
You had to
yeah.
like, you
We
had to do it
used to
that
have
way.
a more intimate relationship with our mail.
I love getting
Um,
mail.
I know you do, and you're exceptional at sending it. I will say.
Thank you.
I literally have to ask you how to send mail because I don't know how to do it. um. So the assumption police have is that while her and Richard are in the bedroom, a fight breaks out about his cheating, and Richard loses it and grabs a large flashlight they had and bashes her in the back of the head once, which knocks her down. Then he hits her a second time, which is the one that probably killed her or put her into a comatose state. And that's the one that left the blood splatter that's on the mattress.
Hmm.
He then wrapped her body in sheets, carried her from the bedroom to the garage, and placed her inside a large freezer.
But he'd already bought the
You already
freezer.
bought the freezer.
Okay, so premeditating this.
Premeditated. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So by the, I mean, How could you not? Like, if I accidentally killed someone, what part of the recesses of my brain would be like, cool, let's go get a wood chipper? Like, you had to have thought about it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. He wasn't like gonna make a bunch of stew and have to freeze it. Like he was like
Also,
planning something.
also, the other crazy part is that he went and rented this wood chipper.
Right, not
And
even for a long time.
yeah, yeah, he just rented it for the moment. What I'm thinking is like, how did you clean it afterwards?
That's what
Like,
tell me, but tell me because that's what I think would be goopy, the goopy thing. Like
like
the next guy, like he's like the next guy who has this from the Home Depot has it in his backyard and he puts like a branch in it and it comes out with another
eyeball
tooth in
comes
it.
out flying out the other side of it.
Exactly.
It's like, I didn't pay for this. It's a little
Give it
extra.
money back.
But here's why it's not goopy. So the next night, the night after Hello got home, the body was frozen solid.
Oh,
And
I
so
see.
that's when he took it from the freezer. He used a chainsaw to quarter the body. Then he drove it along with the chainsaw, the wood chipper, and some wood as like cover
Mm.
for the
Hmm.
gore
Hmm.
to the shoreline of this lake. And so he was feeding it in, and he
Wait,
actually
tell me the name of the lake again. I'm gonna look it up.
it's Zor, Zoar.
Okay.
But that's
Neat.
why it wasn't gory, is because it was like rock solid, and he actually got most of it into the lake. Like it was only like tiny bits of her remains that was actually discovered, like on the shoreline.
Right.
And then he had covered a lot of that up with the wood that he brought. So he like ran her body through it. Most of it ended up in the lake. The part that didn't end up in the lake, he shaved a bunch of wood into it to like mask it to some extent.
Got it, got it. So you can drive to Lake Zor, 15 minutes from the center of New Newtown,
Yep.
Connecticut,
Yep.
which is very close to Long Island, so I see why they would live there.
Yeah. And then Richard would obviously go on trial in 1988. His original trial was a mistrial. It was declared a mistrial, like he didn't get convicted. Um, and he would go on trial again the year after, and then he became the first person in Connecticut history to ever be found guilty of a murder without the victim's body ever being recovered. Because
Hmm.
yeah, like so much of what the forensic files was talking about was like, do we even know if she's dead? Like, sorry, obviously she's dead,
I mean,
but
yes.
how do we prove she's dead? Because we don't have a
Right.
body, we have nothing. Like we have strands of hair.
Right. Which is what he was counting on.
Right, right,
Did he fly planes after he killed her?
probably. Yeah,
So
I'm sure.
crazy.
Yeah, almost certainly. Um, Interestingly enough, he got 50 years in prison, which is kind of remarkable. You'd assume he'd get life. It's so
Uh,
gory. I'm shocked that he got 50 years. Um, and then even more remarkable than that, 30 years later in 2020, he was released for good behavior.
what?
Yeah,
So he's out there?
he's out there. He fed his wife's corpse to a wood chipper after
And
chainsawing her body and quartering her. And
now
he's
he's just like
literally,
at the Vons buying produce.
he's just hanging out.
What do you think his
So
kids do?
they're probably not
Like,
talking to him.
yeah, I'm sure. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
I
can't imagine they
think.
have a good relationship. So, but that was it. Like that was part of the inspiration for Fargo was this whole wood chipper situation, which I remember as a kid watching. I mean, an older kid, but like watching that and being like, where do these psychopaths come up with these concepts in Hollywood? And it's like, oh,
Right.
like it was a real person. He really did this. And he's literally out there walking right now. He's probably at like a Taco Bell near you, like right now.
1,000%. Oh God, that's terrible. Poor
Yeah.
Hella.
Yeah. 39 years old, fed to a wood chipper. The forensic file went into great detail, way more than I'm providing here, about like the gore that they recovered, because they actually also, as a part of a test, ran the corpse of a pig through a wood chipper.
Oh God. I mean, I bet. Oh man.
And they compared like the de minimis amounts of bone fragment that was recovered on the shoreline with what they pulled from the pig test, and they're like, this Witcher makes the same kind of pattern, and so that's sort of like
Oh.
he fed the whole thing through the wood chipper. Oh,
Wait,
and
wait, I have a question. Was she naked?
No, she was not naked, which is why they found the male because what they think happened is that she
Oh,
had this
okay,
because
okay.
they found these blue fibers that were again they couldn't like test this on a molecular level, but they knew that she wore this like blue nightgown before she went to bed. And the nightgown had pockets, and they're like, she must have like got her mail, put it in this nightgown because they also found strands of blue fibers everywhere. And like that's what happened. Like that's why the mail ended up where
Got
it
it.
was, is she just like stuffed it in her pocket.
It's so that's weird. I feel like I would put a naked person in there rather than a person with clothes on. Were
I,
I to
d-
do that.
see that's the thing. I haven't thought about it ever. So like I
Well, I just thought about it right now.
I
That's
haven't
what
like
I was
I
thinking.
haven't had a ton to think about, but yeah, you'd assume it's always the hair. It's always the hair. It reminds me of that movie
Hmm.
Pain and Gain. I don't know if you ever saw that one. I think it's awesome. It's with The Rock and with Mark Wahlberg. It's a
Oh, fun.
true yeah, it's a true crime story from Miami. But like I remember in the movie, like that was what screwed them up the most was that they tried to decapitate the person, like a woman, and the hair's in the way and hair's super strong, and so they couldn't chainsaw. It would just keep breaking the chainsaw. Like the engine couldn't overpower the hair.
Ew.
And I know, it's not good. I'm just saying, like it's these
No,
things
that's
you don't think
interesting.
about when you think about chainsawing a body. If you
Like
get a
in
wood chipper.
like in when they like in Anne of a Thousand Days, the Anne Boleyn movie that I watched like forever ago. She obviously like has her hair up when they do it, and she's like getting on the scaffold, and she's like, "It'll be easy. I have a little neck," and then everyone's crying, and you're like, "Oh God,
So
oh God,
creepy, so eerie how
harder than you
transcendental you are about
than you
this.
think it would be."
I
Um,
I also
Wild.
like like the word wood chipper is such a cute word. It's like woodchuck mixed
It
with
is.
chipper, and it's so fun and happy. The fact that you like fed your wife in it, it just ruins the whole experience for me, kind of.
Yeah. 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 Wait, was she 100% dead when she was put in it? Oh yeah, because she was frozen. Okay.
So she was probably alive when she went in the freezer, actually, because
Right, that's what I
the only thing she hit he hit her twice, and I think it takes a lot of force to kill someone by bludgeoning them over the head.
I think so too. God, you know what I wish not to not for a body, but like I wish there was a way to test things that are in movies, to, like see if you could do it. Like if I hit someone with a bottle, like what would happen? You know? Like obviously I think my hand would hurt. I don't think it would hurt anybody. I do not think the bottle would shatter, you know? But like
No, you
if
wouldn't
like
shatter.
I
You definitely concuss someone and give them brain damage.
yeah. My
And I think
parents,
Mythbusters did a lot of that.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, wait, is this true? Am I dreaming this? My parents knew a girl in no. Someone I know knew a girl who died because someone threw a beer bottle across a bar and it broke and it sliced her throat.
That sounds almost
Does that sound
make
made up?
believe.
I don't know. I'm gonna text my parents. I'll report back on this.
Yeah, we can add an addendum to this
Um,
episode once we find out.
yes, once I find out. Um, cool. That is gross.
Is
That is horrible.
yeah, it's pretty gnarly. I don't know how I came up on this, but
And then
I
again,
found it
just
interesting.
to reiterate, you can get divorced. Like, I don't know. Like, it's
I
not
know.
gonna
I
be
think
like
this guy's
easy and
issue was like
fun.
I think this guy's issue was he knew she probably said something about how I have pictures of you making out with someone or so she
Hmm.
probably like dug it in. He was like, I'm gonna lose everything, and was like, this is better, which it obviously isn't. You traumatize your children, so there's that.
Yeah. I mean, that's like 1,000 times worse than having your parents be divorced is having one of them dead and one of them in jail.
Yeah, especially the way he did it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my fun little story, my fun little tie-in to to Wells Fargo. Just Fargo, not
Just
Wells.
Fargo. That movie is delightful
It's great.
in a weird way.
I love it. Um, Sweet. Do we have any
Hmm.
listener mail?
Cool. I did want to follow up on Nadine being in Canada and talking about how Canada, the northern part of Canada, needs to be defended. And she wanted to clarify that basically that means like Russia will send missiles over Canada when they finally destroy the United States. And I said that makes sense, and how we can't send things to Russia without going over, or to North Korea without going over Russia. Like the world is round.
We don't know that.
I'm like 99% sure it's round.
I'm at 87. No.
I've been to Japan on an airplane that didn't take 6 days, so I feel like
We'll split the difference and call it we're 83% sure it's round.
okay,
Deal.
I'm fine with that.
Cool.
Whatever.
Sweet. Well, do you want to do our socials?
Yes, please find us on social media, Doomed to Fail Pod on all the socials, doomedtofellpod@gmail.com if you have any ideas or suggestions. And then also just a reminder, we're going to do a bunch of re-releases coming up soon. I have some natural disasters and some murders to bring back. Thank you to everyone who gets our emails. And oh my God, Farz, we got 3 new email subscribers on Substack. So thank you, those
I
folks.
can't.
Oh, and you know what I really wanted to do for me? We have a map of where our downloads are on our Simplecast. That it's fun to look at our map, and we have people who are all over the world who listen. So somebody in Essen, Germany is listening, which is super fun. And then someone in where else? Like all over, like in Florida, in Miami Gardens, in Denver, we have downloads in Portland, in Torreon, Mexico, in Sao Paulo, Brazil, 2 downloads this week, Nashville, Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee.
Algeria.
I love it. So just thanks everyone.
We're
Prague,
international.
there's some 4 downloads in Sydney, 2 in Perth, 1 in Auckland. So thanks everyone. All over the
Thanks
world.
all over the world. And thank you to those 3,000 new email subscribers.
I said 3,000. I did say
Yeah, yeah,
3,000. Thank you for
I know.
clarifying.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Mhm.
Well, thank you, Taylor. Again, at Doomnifel Pod, on all the socials. Write to us at Doomnifel Pod, or write to us at doomnifelpod@gmail.com, and tell your friends. We like doing this and want to keep doing this and would love to get more of your feedback.
Yeah.
That's all I got, Taylor.
Thanks.
Sweet. Cut it off there.